What's up, wrestling world? This your boy Bolan. I'm here tonight to talk about the professional wrestling, the 3 shows that came on tonight. Starting off with RH. In RH, we had a match. The first match starts off with Wanatabi versus Dalton Castle. In this match, it was a pretty decent match. Dalton Castle picks up the victory. So then we move on to the next segment. We have the winner of the 2 titles, Jay Lethal, who is now the current ROH and world champion and RH television champion. So then he comes out to talk, and Nigel says, well, Jay, you're going to have to relinquish the TV title because, you have to defend these 2 titles. So Jay Lethal's like, no, I earned these titles, and I'm going to keep them. So Nigel said, well, if you do that, you're going to probably have to wrestle 2 different times, defend the title on the same night in 2 different matches. So Jay Lethal was like, well, I'll do it. So then Nigel says, all right, so next week on RH, Jay Lethal, you're going to defend your title against, your TV title that is, against the brother of the man who you beat for the world title, which is Mark Briscoe. So Jay Lethal's like, okay. And then he says July 24th, which is the next pay-per-view, you will defend your world title against my boy Roger Strong. So then Roger Strong comes out to the ring and he says, Jay Lethal, July 24th, you may walk in as the world champ, but I'm walking out as the world champ. So, Jay Lethal, I think he's a pretty good wrestler. He deserves to be the world champion. He's put in work. For those of you who are not familiar with Jay Lethal, he was pretty decent in TNA, but he's getting much more love and respect down there at RH. So, congratulations, Jay Lethal, for winning the world title. You deserve it, man. Keep up the good work. I hope, I think you and Roger Strong are going to tear the roof down in that world title match. Can't wait to see it. So after that, we go to the main event between the Kingdom versus the Red Dragons and Unbreakable Michael Elgin. Now, before this match starts, the manager of the Kingdom, Maria, gets on the mic and she says, Adam Cole, I know you're disappointed about the outcome that happened at the pay-per-view, this past pay-per-view, which was Best in the World. She said, but it's not your fault. It's my fault. And as me being the leader of the Kingdom, I'm gonna make sure that doesn't happen again. So then they wrestle. It's a pretty good match. Probably like the best 6-man tag match I ever seen in pro wrestling, period. But eventually, Unbreakable Michael Elgin and the Red Dragons picked up the victory. So after that, Adam Cole shakes the hand of the combatants, and then he looks at the Kingdom and walks out. So, is he still part of the Kingdom, or is he done with them? I think he's done with them. I think Adam Cole, he's a good wrestler. He put on a hell of a show against my boy AJ Styles a couple weeks ago for that IPG world title. So, props to Adam Cole. You're a good wrestler. Keep up the good work. So, that concludes our RH segment. Now, we go to NXT. And we start off with our first match. This match happened from last week's actions when Emma and Dana Brooks went to Sasha Banks' locker room and challenged her to a match. And they was like, well, it's 2 of us and 1 of you. Find you. Sasha Banks said, I found me a partner. So the match starts, and Dana Brooks and Emma was taunting Sasha Banks, saying, I told you couldn't find a partner. So Sasha Banks, you know what? You right. I couldn't find a partner. But you know what? I ain't scared of you 2. I'll take you on by myself. So, next thing you know, Charlotte music hits. She walks to the ring. She says, Sasha, I'll be your partner for the night, but you owe me one. So they tag team. They used to be, the BFFs, Beautiful Fierce Women, along with Summer Rae. So, so they have some history together. And it's kind of coincidental that this match is happening because rumors has it that around summertime that these 2 women are supposed to hit the main roster to help Paige as they defend against the Bella Twins and Alicia Fox in the 6-man tag scheduled for SummerSlam. That's what the rumors are. I don't know how true it is. I'm just going by the rumors that's been going around the wrestling world. So we have to see in the weeks to come, see if that turns out to be more than just rumors. I mean, I think it'd be a pretty good idea, because these girls can bring it. If you haven't seen these 2 girls wrestle, you in for a surprise, a special treat. I mean, they are actually probably 2 of the most dominant wrestlers in the business today, female-wise, that is. So, the match goes on, and ultimately, Sasha Banks puts Dana Brooks in her submission move called the bank statement. So Charlotte then puts Emma in a figure 8 to stop Emma from interfering. Dana Brooks taps out. Sasha Banks, Charlotte picks up the victory. So after the match, Charlotte picks the mic. She says, Sasha Banks, I want a title shot next week. And then after that, we had they have a replay of the NXT World Title match between Finn Balor and Kevin Owens. We all know how that turned out. We all know Finn Balor won the title. So then we go to our next match, which is Marcus Louis, a Kane wannabe, it looks like to me, versus Solomon Crowe. But before the match starts, Solomon Crowe cuts a little promo and says that he's back and he's gonna show why he's the creature. He's gonna show the world why he's the residential monster. So he picks up the win by submission, of course. Your boy Solomon Crowe, he's a good wrestler. I don't know about world champion material yet. I don't know, but it's pretty darn good. So then we have our #1 tag team titles contendership match made last week by William Regal between the Vaudevillains and the Colin Cassidy and Enzo Amore. Yeah, Enzo Amore, you know, certified G, bona fide hustler, or whatever he says. And if you ain't down with that, you know, we got two, I'm going to spell it out for you. S-A-W-F-T, soft. But anyway, in that match, the Vaudevillains picks up the victory, earning them a #1 title shot against the tag team champions. And that concludes our segment on NXT. Now we go to TNA. Now, on TNA, it's pretty decent. EC3, he starts off TNA talking about how his time is now, and he's the greatest living wrestler alive, and blah blah this and that. So then comes out Matt Hardy. He says, wait, first EC3 says he's gonna have 3 matches tonight. Then comes out Matt Hardy, and Matt Hardy says, well, you know what, I softened up Kurt Angle for you. That's the only reason why you beat him, because I want to prove to you that I should be in a title reign. So he asks for a match tonight against him, but EC3, you know what, I already got you in a match. I put you in a tag team match. But, you know, unfortunately, your brother is not going to be able to be your partner because his leg is broke. He's at home suffering from a broken leg. Get well soon with Jeff Hardy. And, so it ends up being a handicap match. It ends up being Matt Hardy versus the Dirty Hills, which ultimately the Dirty Hills pick up the victory. So then we have the Rising come in the ring to get their farewell speech as they had a disband from last week's actions. So Drew told the other 2 guys, they say what they say, and Drew Galloway left in the ring, says the fight is not over. He's going to continue until they disband the DBD. So the beatdown clan, it is. And EC3 says, you know, since you ain't got no partners, I had put you in a match. It's going to be a 6-man tag, but you ain't got no partners to say this man, so we're going to put you against a new faction. And he puts him in a match against the Revolution, the team of Pollo, Abyss, and Manic. Now in this match, it looked like Pollo hits Galloway's with the powerbomb, but the referee counts 2, then Abyss picks Pollo by the hair, and they get to arguing and stuff, so they out the ring and leaves Manic in the ring by himself, and Drew Galloway hits him with the Future Shock, pins him 1, 2, 3, the winner, Drew Galloway. So then we go backstage and we see Ken Anderson talking to EC3, saying, look, I don't have a match tonight, you know, I need something to do, put me in a slot, put me in a match tonight. EC3 said, you know what, you ain't got to die off, I'm in charge, remember? So he puts him in a match against Brown. This match, Ken Anderson was getting the best of him. Then Brown get disqualified. So after the match, Brown continues to beat on Ken Anderson. Then he asks for the mic that Mr. Anderson uses. So he brings it down. He grabs the mic and starts beating him on. Mr. Anderson just beating him up. Cuts him open. I mean, he left him bloody. So then after that, we go to a street fight match between former bromans Jessie Godderz and Robbie E. Now in this match, Robbie E gets a bloody nose, and Jessie Godderz puts him in the Boston Crab, but he has the chair over his back, so Robbie E couldn't go nowhere. Robbie refused to tap out, but he passes out instead, so your winner of that match belongs to Jessie Godderz. Then we have backstage, we got Bobby Lashley, and he comes out and says he wants a match. He said, EC3, you got 3 matches tonight. One of them better be me. EC3 says, denied, says, no, I already got you in a match. You're going to take on Tyrus. So in this match, so they got a match with Tyrus later on tonight. Then we got Kurt Angle in the back, looking at some paper, and he's reading it. And they asked him, what is he reading it? He said, let's just say EC3's gauntlet match, and the rest of the night has become pretty interesting. Wonder where he got in store. So then finally we got EC3 in the ring, and he starts off and introduces his first opponent. First opponent is the man he first faced when he first came to TNA, Norv Furman. He shakes Norv Furman's hand, then kicks him, then hits him with a 1%er. Bam, match is over. 1, 2, 3, EC3 wins. Yeah, that's a joke. Then he runs off and talks about his next opponent, how we talking about this is the week of Shark Week on Destination America. So obviously we know who his opponent was going to be, Shark Boy. So Shark Boy did put up a little fight. It's about 2 minutes. EC3 picks up the victory. Then Kurt Angle comes out to the ring, and he says, Angle says that he has in his papers saying that he can revoke his rematch clause at any time, and he wants it tonight. So EC3 was kind of upset about it, but nothing he can do. So after that, Lashley comes out to the ring as he prepares his match for Tyrus. Lashley, pretty strong man, picks up Tyrus on his shoulders. The biggest Tyrus, he picks him up on his shoulder, holds him up there like this, and drops him. Then he spears the man, he spears a big Tyrus. Picks up the 1, 2, 3. Bobby Lashley picks up the win. Then we go to the TNA knockout match between Velvet Sky and Madison Rayne. Now in this match, Madison Rayne starts off by running her mouth, saying how Velvet Sky don't deserve to be here and all this. So Velvet Sky then hits her with a stunner, throws out the ring, and she beats up for a man. Then she comes back in the ring, and they go at it. And ultimately, Velvet Sky picks up the victory with a stunner. Congratulations, Velvet Sky. Nice job. Glad to see you back in action. So then we go to the main event. Kurt Angle versus EC3. In this match, Kurt Angle was pretty much dominant. Tyrus didn't try to get involved. Kurt Angle hits him. So then he finally gets EC3 in an ankle lock. EC3 ready to tap. He ready to tap. He's ready to tap. So he grabs the referee and pushes him down. So then Kurt Angle got some tapping. And EC3 in an ankle lock, and EC's taps. But another referee comes in the ring and rings the bell. So everybody thinking, well, maybe he let Kurt Angle win the belt title. But the announcement was the winner of the match as a result of disqualification, Kurt Angle, but still your world TNA champion, EC3. So after that, EC3's in the ring, and he introduces Dixie Carter, who comes back. So Dixie comes out to the ring, and she tries to talk, and she was like, EC3, I want to go. And EC3 grabs the microphone and says, but, I'm bringing the Carter name. I'm the champ. I'm the best, and we're going to continue to do this thing. And she was like, that's where you're wrong at, EC3. She said, I haven't been here for almost a year because I broke my back when I got slammed through a table. And I looked at myself and I said I was wrong because the mistake she made she was bringing the company down by some of the actions that she was taking. And then she says that EC3, you have been a disgrace tonight from your actions, and that you need to you're going to have to start defending your title, and you're going to have to do it without using the Carter name. Do it on your own. Show us your gift. Show us that you can wrestle. And not try to earn your way just by having the Carter last name. So then she says, and matter of fact, I found somebody who I think can run this company and makes it better, to make it the best wrestling promotion each and every week. And she looks and said, but it's not me. And then she looked at EC3, oh, and it's not you, darling. So then she walks out the ring. So now we're trying to find out who is going to be taking over and running TNA, like a general manager thing going on. So we have to stay tuned for further details to find out about that. So, you know, TNA, pretty decent show. Could have did better, EC3, with them raggedy matches you made, though. But, you know, I like the show overall. TNA, getting there. Oh, and by the way, Jeff Jarrett, they had an interview with Jeff Jarrett, by the way, also. And he was saying how he always wanted to combine, you know, other promotions with his, you know, to expand and to bring professional wrestling together. And he said he never thought that it would happen with TNA, but it finally did. So, you know, he's working on it. And TNA, I think you're starting to see the light and see that you're going in the right direction now after all this controversy. Your ratings has been sucked lately because of your actions and the matches you put on. It's time that you stepped up and step your game up. If you want to stay in business and keep up with the WWE, which, you know, you're going to have to do a lot more than what you're doing, you got to go ahead and get with Jeff Jarrett's new promotion, combine them together. Try to get some with RH, New Japan, whatever. Do some other things. You know, have some inter-promotional wrestling. Let's get it. Let's get this job done. Compete. If you want to keep this wrestling organization, because you got some good talent. Lord knows you do. I watch you every week. And I love the talent. RH, it's time to step your game up. You put on some hell of a matches, but not enough. Can't wait to see the match between Jay Lethal and your boy Mark Briscoe next week for the TV title. And I definitely can't wait to see the Roger Strong and Jay Lethal for the RH World title. It's gonna be a hell of a match. Roger Strong, TNA, keep it going. Let's do this and do it right. But on a further note, I love the shows tonight. Pretty good night of wrestling. Can't wait to see what goes down this weekend on SmackDown tomorrow night. I'll be back to do my SmackDown review this weekend with my boy Jimmy. Hit me up, hit like, comment, subscribe to me. Let me know what you think. I'm here every week doing these shows about wrestling, and for all you wrestling fans, keep watching and enjoy your night. And from that, I like to say peace, and I'm out. God bless. Have a good night.